This property is managed by the City of Detroit Housing Department. Before you move in, a leasing agent will discuss your security deposit and monthly rent with you. It is important that you fully understand your lease. The lease is an agreement between the City of Detroit and you, the tenant. It is intended to ensure your safety and well-being. Just before you move in, you and a staff member of the housing department will inspect your unit, its fixtures and appliances, and fill out a checklist regarding their condition. If necessary, you may obtain a copy of the checklist showing the claims that were charged to the last tenant of your unit. Your checklist ensures that you will not be charged for any damages that you did not cause. After the inspection, a statement will be signed by both you and the housing staff person. One copy will be given to you, and one will be kept in your folder in the management office. Once a year after that, management will inspect your unit. You will be advised in advance of the time and date. Now let's look at your obligations under the lease. Rent is due in full on the first day of the month. Because this is government-assisted housing, you must report certain changes in your living situation to management. If, for example, you get married or divorced, if you lose your job or get a job, if there is a birth or if a family member moves out or dies, please report it to management. The only persons who may live in your unit are those listed on the lease. You may not sublease your unit or take in boarders. House guests are welcome for a short time, but if the guest stays for longer than 2 weeks, you must get written approval from management. You may not allow your unit to be used for business purposes such as hairdressing or repairing automobiles. Dogs and cats are not allowed inside or around your unit. If you violate any of these rules, your lease could be terminated and you will have to move out. You will have to pay for damages to your unit caused by anyone in your household, including visitors. Tenants may not physically alter their unit. Any decorating plans must be approved by management. This includes painting, wallpaper, or mirror tiles. All charges for repair of damages must be paid promptly. You are responsible for keeping the lawns, walks, halls, or stairwells assigned to you in a clean and safe condition. You should mow the lawn once a week, and you must provide any equipment needed, such as lawnmowers, rakes, and brooms. Do not park your car on the lawns or sidewalks. If you notice any repairs that may be required or any conditions in the hallways or grounds which may lead to injury, you should report it to management as soon as possible. Please dispose of garbage properly. In Detroit, the law requires that you put it in a plastic garbage bag and fasten the bag closed before putting it outdoors in the garbage container. Be sure to close the cover on the container. This will keep dogs, cats, and rodents away. Adding a little ammonia to the garbage container also prevents pests. Insects can be a serious problem. They can be prevented by making sure to store all your food either in tightly sealed containers or in the refrigerator. Insect traps and sprays can help too. And be sure to take your garbage out as soon as possible. If, despite these prevention techniques, you develop a problem with rats, mice, cockroaches, bedbugs, lice, flies, ants, or water bugs, please report it to management as soon as possible. An extermination service is available by request. You and your visitors may not disturb your neighbor's peaceful enjoyment of their home. This means you must refrain from making noise such as loud music or arguing. Loitering is not permitted on the grounds. Illegal activities such as the sale or use of narcotics will result in your immediate eviction as well as police action. The Detroit Housing Department has the right to terminate your lease if you violate any items of the agreement such as those just mentioned. If you intend to move, you may terminate the lease at any time by submitting a written notice to management. This must be done 2 weeks before you move. Your apartment and its appliances and fixtures must be left in a clean condition. This includes your stove, sinks, plumbing and heating equipment, and many other items as well as the general condition of your unit. Please return your keys to the management office on the day you move, and you will then be given a receipt. The obligations of the Detroit Housing Department under the lease are to maintain the premises in a decent, safe, and sanitary condition. Management must comply with local building and housing codes and with federal government regulations concerning health and safety. It must promptly make necessary repairs and improvements depending on the seriousness of the problem. Management must keep electrical, plumbing, sanitary, heating, ventilating, and other facilities and appliances, including elevators, in good working order. And management must provide and maintain receptacles for garbage disposal. If the Detroit Housing Department supplies hot water, it is to be in reasonable amounts. If the department provides heat, it is to be in reasonable amounts and at the times of the year as specified by Detroit laws. Now let's discuss the work order procedure. When you need repairs, you should call the management office and give your address, building, and unit number. Ask for the name of the person you are talking to and explain the problem. Also ask for your work order number and write it down. The order in which repairs are made will depend on how serious the problem is and when materials will be available. When repairs are made, an adult must be at home during the entire time. Management operates a lockout service for tenants. When you first move in, you will be given 2 keys. If you are locked out or if you lose your keys, report to the management office between 8 a.m. and 4 p.m. Monday through Friday. After business hours and on weekends, keys are available at the heating plant. Keys will be given only to persons whose names appear on the lease, and that person must have proper identification. No other person, including family members, will be issued a key under any circumstances. Sometimes problems arise that are not resolved to your satisfaction. If this happens, first discuss your complaint with management. If you wish, you may have your representative from the Board of Tenant Affairs present. If you are still not satisfied, you may appeal to the Board of Tenant Affairs. The grievance procedure is posted in the management office and is part of the lease. In order to be legal, notices sent by you to the Detroit Housing Department or those sent by the Detroit Housing Department to you must be in writing. Management may hand deliver written notices to any adult member of your family. Notices may also be sent to you by first-class mail. If you are sending a notice to management, be sure to sign it. Then deliver it to any employee of the management office. Or you may send it by first-class mail. In order to be legal, documents prepared by the Detroit Housing Department and signed by you must be prepared in duplicate. 1 copy will be retained by the Detroit Housing Department and 1 copy will be given to you. Your written lease, together with any future changes in the amount of your rent or changes in the composition of your family, is legally considered the entire agreement between you and the Detroit Housing Department. Changes are made by a written rider to your lease, signed both by you and by management. The procedure for rent changes are explained in Section 11 of your written lease. Changes in the amounts charged for repairs, services, utilities, as well as any changes in rules and regulations will be posted for 30 days before they take effect. You should understand that if federal, state law, or city laws change, both you and management are legally bound by the changes. Sometimes changes in the law will require that your written lease be revised. If, for some reason, a part of your lease becomes invalid, the other parts of the lease will still remain valid. The Detroit Housing Department welcomes you and wants you to enjoy living in this community. If you understand your lease, follow the regulations and get involved in this community, your stay here can be a pleasant one. Please call upon management if you have any questions.